You're listening to The Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
American Pharaohs, American Pharaohs, American Pharaohs, American Pharaohs, American Pharaohs. When you see the horse running, you know he's coming. Look out, USA, you're gonna have a champion. American Pharaoh. To talk to him, you better not listen, or you'll end up in last position. American Pharaohs. This podcast sucks because we're always half asleep, but you know one thing, American Pharaoh made the other horses weep. Oh yeah, American Pharaohs.
You got the whole chat room singing with you now.
Awesome, man. I'm very excited.
Wow, we're gonna have to put together. We'll have to put together some lyrics to replace the non-lyrics of this.
I actually followed the lyrics and filled in all the words, and that's the best I could do on the top of my head. I thought it was a good effort by me. Welcome to Angry Marks Podcast Raw Reaction, June 8th. Here is Big Dick, Angry Tensai, and we're happy to report we have a Triple Crown winner for the first time in 37 years on the night of Raw. I'm talking about the American Pharaoh. Big Dick, I've lost all self-respect tonight to sing us in unexpectedly. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good, brother. I know you like myself, got to witness some magic this weekend. And no, it was not WrestleMania. It was not a WWE pay-per-view. It was the one, the only, the American Pharaoh coming to New York, dominating New York, and leaving New York as royalty.
It started with the Kentucky Derby. It was middled by the Preakness, and then finally, at the Belmont with a completely new field, American Pharaoh climbed rung by damn rung by damn rung up the ladder of success, and he is the Triple Crown winner. And I have to tell you, Big Dick, I'm very excited for the Pharaoh because he got a stroke of luck. And, you know, one thing to be good is you got to be lucky. A very, very big-time horse was going to be entered in leg 3 of the Belmont, obviously, who was not in the other 2 races. I'm talking about Bayville Slew, the great-great-grandson of former Triple Crown winner Seattle Slew. I think Bayville Slew would have been tough to beat. What do you think?
Yes, especially with the jockey that Bayville Slew sports. Typically, they will have the living legend Jersey Joe Bravo as the operator and jockey of this horse. Yet, for some reason or another, this horse was withheld from the Belmont Stakes.
Bayville Slew would have been the villain of Belmont Stakes. But I have to tell you, if WWE wants to learn something about crowd reaction, my God, Big Vic, I never heard anything like that in my life. It was great to be there.
Absolutely, brother. It was an amazing feeling. I think WWE, they need to possibly have a horse racing division.
Do you think American Pharaoh coming in Raw and announcing himself as the 8th competitor in Money in the Bank tonight would have drawn?
Dude, you know what? I think that would have sold more WWE pay-per-views than any free months or half months of pay-per-views that you can discount for people.
Agreed. I would love to see American Pharaoh get his hands physically on the title. I'd like to see him hold that belt up in front of all the fans.
Yes, I definitely think he would have been one of the true favorites there to pull the belt down, hold it successfully, and become the new champion of the WWE. This stallion is spectacular. I mean, you've seen the interviews, Angry Tensai. You've seen this horse in person. I mean, this horse is, aside from being a legendary horse with some great speed numbers, impressive results, and an impeccable resume, this horse is hung, my friend. This horse is.
Now, before we cover Raw tonight, there's one last man to ask from the man of the Churchill Downs, talking about Killer Kev, Kentucky's own. Kev, what's the vibe down in Kentucky, the home of horse racing? Is everybody excited about the American Pharaoh?
They are already preparing a palace for American Pharaoh to return home to.
Wow. It's only fitting that, almost in 2 successive weeks, Kevin Owens bursts on the scene and beats the legendary John Cena, and Mr. American Pharaoh becomes a legend himself. Well, look no further than tonight's Raw between Kevin Owens and John Cena. I don't know, Big Dick, what you thought of this first segment, but I thought this was a lot of fun. In the first segment, Kevin Owens came out, interrupted John Cena, who talked about how their match at Money in the Bank would be the most anticipated rematch of all time. However, Kevin Owens said, you know what, more propaganda out of you. You're a bunch of crap and lies. And unfortunately for you, on Sunday, I'm gonna take you out for good, and it's gonna be no fluke. And ultimately tonight, you're not gonna get a chance to do a U.S. title open challenge because I'm gonna do an NXT open title challenge tonight. John Cena said, hey, that's a great idea. I'm gonna take the challenge right now. I want the match. And Kevin Owens said, well, now anyone but you can take the title shot. And then John Cena said, no, that's not how you get it done. If you're not man enough to put your title on the line, then I'm taking the opportunity, and I'm going to put the title on the line against anybody. Well, Kevin Owens cuts him off and says, you know what? Better yet, let's let anyone come down that ramp, and they can take a shot at either title they want. Well, unfinished business with John Cena, it would appear. Adrian Neville, who appeared that Cena beat 3 weeks ago, comes down the aisle again and does not take the opportunity to fight John Cena. He wants to take on Mr. Kevin Owens, who he feels is disrespecting the WWE and the NXT locker rooms. And I have to say, this was a very, very hotly contested match and a very good match. But Kevin Owens did pretty much, in my opinion, have control, and he did win with his powerbomb finisher. After 2 failed attempts at the Red Arrow by Mr. Adrian Neville. Now, Neville is one of the 7 participants in the Money in the Bank. Well, he loses tonight, so he doesn't really have a lot of steam going into the pay-per-view, but somebody's got to win the match. Well booked, John Cena's cheering, or no, I wouldn't say cheering, but clapping in acknowledgement for Kevin Owens' accomplishments. John Cena is challenged to come into the ring. Kevin Owens challenges him in, and as Cena goes in, take him up in the challenge, Kevin Owens walks out in Kevin Owens style. Very effective segment, builds up Sunday. It's going to be a great match. Kev, did you see the segment?
Yeah, I saw the segment.
Do you feel it furthered Sunday's line, and what do you feel about Owens and Neville's performance?
I think it furthered the feud, and as far as the match on the show, I liked it all the way up till the end.
What didn't you like about the end?
I just kind of didn't like the way it finished. Neville going 3 times for the Red Arrow and basically crashing and burning every single time. I thought it made Neville look a little weak.
Well, I was a little surprised by that too. I actually thought, believe it or not, Kevin Owens was going to lose the NXT title. I thought Cena was going to really, really screw up the match and cost him the belt, which I thought would have furthered that Owens was going to win on Sunday. They're in a dangerous territory here. If Neville lost that match to John Cena or to Owens tonight, I really think Kevin Owens has to go over John Cena again. What do you think?
I think he has to. What about you, Vic?
You know what? I think he either does, or I think they get some kind of an out where Cena gets disqualified for not breaking some sort of like a 10 count or something like that. I enjoyed the matchup. I enjoyed Neville coming out and challenging here, but I feel like WWE, they almost booked themselves into a corner where, I mean, Neville, he's going into the pay-per-view as one of the new contributors and contenders in the Money in the Bank match. So to have him lose to Owens, it helps put Owens over leading into the Cena match. However, at the same time, you're sort of knocking him down a branch before his big matchup this weekend.
Yeah, but somebody had to go. That's the part of WWE. Somebody had to lose the match, and I'm okay with it here. I don't think Neville looked that bad. I think Owens beating Neville, so I don't want to say easily, but he did win, in my opinion, in control. I think it does kind of make John Cena look a little weak because Neville gave him such a hard look. But honestly, at the end of the day, I think Owens is being built up as one of the top heels, and if that's what they're doing, I'm okay with everything I've been seeing, and I do think Kevin Owens will win against John Cena. I think they're going to go with the card that Owens is going to be one of those guys that has John Cena's number. I think WWE is actually starting to learn from their mistakes, and they're not going to trade wins here. It's really not the right thing to do. And, this looks, some on the surface might say it's following the same formula as the Rusev feud, but I don't think so. I think Rusev is booked to be a monster, whereas Kevin Owens is booked to be a main eventer, and they're two different things. So I really do think Kevin Owens will win on Sunday. I think this was a good build-up of the match, and I'm looking forward to the match. And the fact that there's no title on the line makes me think that even more so. So we'll see what happens. I think it'll be very entertaining. But one thing I want to point out, I thought about this tonight with Kane a couple years ago. When Kane came back with the mask on for the first time in a long time, I think it was 2011, he was the one guy in 2011 at the Royal Rumble. He really took John Cena to a dark place, and he was almost the one guy that could turn John Cena into a heel. And I thought John Cena's promo tonight was one of the most heel promos I've ever seen him do, in the sense where he talked about how he's the face of the WWE and get used to it because, this is the face that sells tickets, and this is the face that owns WWE, and this is my federation, essentially. And Kevin Owens basically said, you know what, these people are tired of seeing you for the last 10 years dominate. It's time to give somebody else a chance. And Kevin Owens actually did say that. I thought that was strong. Cena looked very heelish tonight, in a way. He looks a little frustrated. So I'm interested to see if they go further with that. Because the promo was a little out of characteristic for John Cena, and it reminded me of that feud with Kane 4 years ago. It seems like he's hitting his breaking point.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Owens is drawing out the best in Cena, but also drawing him out as more of a face overall. I mean, he's coming across as such a good heel. He's almost like a Seth Rollins or a Rusev during the feud, where he's drawing so much heat that Cena in turn is getting a face pop.
I don't know. I don't think John Cena at this point in his career will ever have a crowd completely in his favor. If Rusev couldn't pull that off, I just don't see it ever happening, to be honest with you.
Yes, well, I think Rusev was probably the closest, and it's probably easier to come out that way just because of the whole anti-America thing, which obviously, as we know, being patriots and all, that's something we take very serious. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I think that with I don't think that Cena is close to it with Owens. I mean, Owens is getting a decent pop from more of the hardcore fans, people who follow NXT, and just a more really hardcore fan base. So I think that that's going to continue to some degree, and Cena is going to continue to get a mixed reaction.
I think if John Cena came out on American Pharaoh, that would be very face.
Yes, you know what? That would change everything. That's a game changer right there. Did you know? Did I send you a link today? The owner of American Pharaoh said most likely they're running him at the Haskell
in Monmouth
County, New Jersey, baby. The Haskell.
Most likely, or going to.
This morning it was most likely, but he literally had him on the Today show, and he was interviewed and asked where next, where is he running next, and that was the location that was given by the owner.
What about the parade?
I don't know when the parade is. I think the parade is going to be like next weekend in Churchill Downs.
What a glorious day it will be.
That will be a glorious day. I may stream the parade and do nothing but watch it.
Well, you know what? I'm excited about the parade, and I'm excited about Owens versus Cena. Other thing I'm excited about is Mr. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. I'm not really sure Dean Ambrose is going to walk away with the belt, but who knows? The storyline was furthered tonight with Dean Ambrose all over New Orleans sporting the belt on Instagram. It was pretty funny, actually. I think I don't know about you, but I got a big kick out of it. I thought it was very cool. You see the frustration of Seth Rollins, who's really seeming to hit his breaking point. He's really alienated a lot of the people around him, namely the Authority, and he was basically told that he won't be receiving any more help from the Authority because he said he didn't want it, and he seemed to be a little taken back by that he'd have to fight on his own, but he was ready for it, and J&J Security gave him a chance to apologize for his actions tonight, and Rollins really went against them and said, you know what, man, I made you guys. You guys are losers. You know, if you guys actually did your job, Ambrose wouldn't have walked away with the title in the first place by stealing it. And you're the worst security team ever, and I felt sorry for you guys. And Noble was so upset. He said, you know what, we're ready to go tonight and fight you. And Mr. Joey Mercury said, you know what, one yet. We're going to beat your ass tonight, and slapped Seth Rollins in the face. It was pretty intense, and even Triple H said, you know what, if you think you're the face, you should have no problem beating Dean Ambrose and J&J tonight. So it looked like Seth Rollins really painted himself in the corner. How do you feel about Seth Rollins alienating everyone?
You know what? To be honest with you, I don't like it.
Why?
Because number one, he's played such a good chicken shit heel for the last year to now suddenly be almost like a chicken shit / being forced into being a heel that answers for their results.
Well, you know what? I think he's got a big mouth, and that's what put him in this situation. I do think he's going to come through, though, and I think he's going to surprise himself. What I thought was interesting is Kane kept saying he's going to win Money in the Bank, and he can't wait to cash at the end of the night. And if he wins, he will cash at the end of the night on Seth Rollins if he's in fact champion. So I'm starting to believe Kane actually has a chance to win Money in the Bank. I know he won't, but it is interesting that he's such a prominent figure in the WWE over the last 6 months at this stage in his career. So, you know, do you think Kane has any chance to walk away with Money in the Bank?
You know what? I definitely think he does, and I don't know. I mean, I could almost see the riff. I feel like this riff has been going on so long. It's almost like it's going to be a riff where, okay, Kane comes into the ring with the Money in the Bank contract. Seth Rollins somehow still retains, and then Kane just lays down for it.
I'm still not understanding of why Rollins hates Kane so much, because it all started after the day after WrestleMania. I mean, is Rollins that upset Kane didn't win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? I mean, what's the cause there?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, I think that Kane. I think that it's more Rollins just buckling under pressure.
Why?
I mean, I think look at him. He's been such a good chicken shit heel, and then to have people do things that he would be doing to them, like stealing the title or making a mockery out of stuff. I mean, it's just something where you get your nerves pinched. And I think in reality, I don't think he should be necessarily reacting like this. But at the same time, I mean, it makes for some interesting TV, and it's a good way to pull the title off of him if need be.
Will there be an eighth man in the Money in the Bank Thursday night?
I don't know. I mean, there could be. I think they went. Was it last year? They went with 7.
Yeah, they don't have to have 8, right? It just seems like 8's a better number, but I think the guys they have are pretty good. I mean, I don't think they need to add another person unless it's somebody returning. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I mean, I don't, like you said, I don't think it's set in stone. I think some pay per views it's 7, some 8.
Well,
so, like
I
I know on WrestleMania, I think it was 8 because that was a little bit bigger of a match.
yeah, well, they might as well have thrown R-Truth in there. But we'll talk about that in a second. I thought the Money in the Bank segment was, and the booking of the match this night was very lazy, to be honest with you. And I have been a big fan of everything WWE's been doing lately up until tonight. Basically, the segment Kane had was to tell the world about how he's going to win Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns was already out there talking about him winning Money in the Bank. Dolph Ziggler then interrupted them and talked about what he's going to do. From there, R-Truth came out and thought he was in the Money in the Bank match. And Kane said, R-Truth, what are you doing out here? You're not even in the match. And R-Truth's like, oh, I'm not? My bad. I apologize. I didn't realize that. My bad, Kane. And then he left and said, I hope everybody has a great night. That was actually funny, but basically just everyone but Neville came out and said that they're going to win the match. And, I mean, I guess there's really not much else you can do, but it really sucked, I thought. What do you think?
You know what? I don't know. I like you said, I think it was lazy booking here. I wasn't really thrilled with the result. I would have liked to have seen something else. I would have rather seen maybe a tag match with a couple of faces, a couple of heels thrown in there.
Yeah.
Sort of something to spice things up and have one or a couple of wrestlers standing out on top at the end of the night.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's kind of a cool thing to do? And I guess, I mean, I don't know how much people would like it, but maybe do a ladder match battle royal or something the night before to build up the pay-per-view. Or the Raw before, just because it's just a competitive match with everybody in it, and it gives you a taste of kind of what's going to happen at the Money in the Bank, and it's a good way to kind of mess with the crowd's mind, and whoever wins the battle royal could possibly win the Money in the Bank as well.
Or give them some sort of an advantage. I don't know what that advantage would necessarily be, but I mean, with a lot of these matches, you could even say, hey, that team of 3 who is victorious has momentum going into the match.
Or you could just say that team of 3 has 5 minutes to fight each other to try and win Money in the Bank, and the other 3, can't come out until 5 minutes pass. So that way, you may never even get in the match. That's kind of a cool concept, I think.
Yeah, I mean, no, that would be that'd definitely be something good. I don't think they've ever seen that, though, where they have a match like that where they're cutting down between...
Well, that's where creativity is huge, right? So, they just booked a bunch of matches tonight where everybody kind of paired off. Ziggler took on Kane. Orton took on Sheamus. And Kingston took on Orton. No, wait. I think I mixed these all up. It was Reigns versus Kofi. And Orton got himself disqualified because he was so intent on beating the crap out of Sheamus, which I thought was kind of cool. Because Orton actually realizes these matches don't matter. So he took that approach. Kane actually wound up beating Dolph Ziggler because Rusev inadvertently, or maybe not, depending on how you look at it, caused Lana to trip and fall. Dolph Ziggler was going to go out and help Lana, and Kane pulled him back in the ring before he could do that and chokeslammed him. That was an interesting match to itself. And then in the other match, Roman Reigns was able to get the better end of the New Day and win his match. I guess of those 3 matches, what do you think it accomplished, and what do you think of all 3 matches?
I'm not sure it really accomplished anything except maybe saying, hey, this wrestler has a little bit of momentum going into the pay-per-view of Money in the Bank. Like I said, I mean, I don't think there's much to gain here other than just trading wins and losses and fill about a 20-minute time slot on WWE Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, well, I was actually really surprised Kane got that win, to be honest with you. I was positive Ziggler was going to win that match, but he didn't. And I thought Kane actually had control of that match, too. I was really surprised by it, to be honest with you. The Orton-Sheamus match really was forgettable. And Kingston's a good athlete, and, New Day are entertaining, but Reigns, he's gonna get his rub.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna have any major upsets going in to the match. I mean, and I can understand. You know what the Rusev is? He's probably out for a couple of months. But I mean, they're continuing to keep the crowd fresh with having. I think that they're trying to keep the crowd fresh, just having him just face people and be put in situations where he is going to be challenged. And I really like the way that they've handled Reigns. He's sort of gone from an afterthought and almost a Cena-esque hatred towards him to one of the top 3 or 4 fan favorites out there.
Well, I guess I'm just not excited about not the pay-per-view, because I am excited about the Owens match. I am excited about the Ambrose match, but I just can't get excited about anybody in the Money in the Bank match or the result of it. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that way. I just do.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the problem. I think that they haven't built a lot of feuds up here for this match. I mean, I think that, okay, you know what, there's some rivalries there, but I mean, a match like that with Orton and Reigns in there, it's almost too much star power. I'd rather see Bray Wyatt in the match and someone else in the match than see.
I agree. Bray Wyatt should be in the match. It's not fair to Kofi, Ziggler, and Neville that they have to go in this match to do really risky spots that, honestly, they're not going to help advance any of the guys. They're just going to make the match more entertaining. And I think it's a little risky, especially with Tyson Kidd, Daniel Bryan, and, Hideo Itami all on the shelf. These are some good high flyers and some good workers, and you're going to risk more of them. I just don't understand, and I guess that's the way they're going. But
what happened?
Sorry, go ahead.
Sarah, what happened to Tyson Kidd? Why is he out?
He was in a match untelevised against Samoa Joe, and supposedly there was a freak accident. It wasn't Samoa Joe's fault, but I don't know how true that is. And Kidd is going to be out for an extended period of time because it's supposedly a spinal injury, and there's even speculation he may not be back, which sucks.
Wow, that really stinks. I mean, Kidd, he's really been coming into his own the last 6 months or so. I mean, in a tag team division, he's really showed off as a great technical wrestler. Now, here's what I don't like about Money in the Bank match. I'd rather have somebody like people who haven't had opportunities before. Sheamus has had opportunities. Reigns, he's sort of at the top of the opportunity chart, or one of the top 2 or 3 players in the game right now. And he's held the title 10 times. Does he really need to go after this? I mean, I feel like this match is just going to be used to advance a lot of feuds. Like I see, obviously, the Dolph Ziggler, Rusev match getting advanced here somehow. Probably a Sheamus Randy Orton match or something along those lines. I feel like a lot of this match is going to build up some new rivalries. I'm thinking, I mean, why not have, instead of Randy Orton, have Randy Orton in a match against somebody? Have Randy Orton face Bray Wyatt.
I agree. I guess my problem with Money in the Bank is I think if you're in Money in the Bank, you should never have been a champion. And I know that's not a WWE champion. I know that's not a criteria, never was, but the idea of Money in the Bank is to give somebody a chance. And, I don't know. I kind of agree with what you're saying. I just really don't like the way it was booked tonight. I don't like the booking of who's in it, and I don't know. I think it's just going to be a forgettable pay-per-view with no other difference than, the Money in the Bank winner being set up to hold the title down the road. I don't know. I think it was just a lazy booking. Kev, any thoughts from your side on all this? Are you excited about the Money in the Bank match, or do you feel the booking was good? I mean, what do you think?
I think the booking's okay, but really, no, I'm just not quite caring about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean,
here's the damn shame. Money in the Bank should really be all about the Money in the Bank match, but this year it is completely getting upstaged by Owens and Cena.
Which is okay in my book.
No, it's not okay. I mean, it's a great, fantabulous match. I mean, I'm gonna love it, but that match should not be upstaging Money in the Bank.
Okay, I hear you.
No match should be. I mean, I would really have rather have seen Owens and Cena take place on Battleground or
right.
Some other pay-per-view other than Money in the Bank. I think Money in the Bank really needs to be the focus here.
Well, it's supposed to be.
It should be. But unfortunately, even like I just said, with the booking of it, I just don't care. And with Cena and Owens, it's going to be the main event. Now it just seems like the title match on this whole card, it just feels second rate. And it shouldn't.
Hold on a second. You're saying that Cena Owens is going to be the main event, you think?
Yes.
Absolutely it is. How can it not be?
For the WWE Championship match.
I guess that will be the last match, but it shouldn't be.
Oh yeah, I guess it. Well, hell, that's upstaged by Cena Owens too.
The problem you have is I don't think Owens' fans or even the WWE expected Owens to get this over and to be this good this quick. And I mean, okay, I understand he's been around forever and he carried ROH, right? But I don't think you could have expected him to come out, be this clean, and to be this
great. He's great
good on the mic. This good on the mic in a federation he's never been in front of this many people. So a lot of this credits Kevin Owens because he's brought the interest on himself and just took advantage of an enormous opportunity, in my opinion.
Yes. Speaking of people who are good on a mic or not so much, outside of having the balls to go face Kevin Owens tonight, WWE Neville, not a big fan of his mic work.
No, he's not very good on the mic, in my opinion.
Yeah, and one thing I'm really not a fan of was his diving flip out of the ring at some point, maybe about halfway through, on the side or back of the house, or on the side or back of the ring there.
Why? Dangerous?
Did you see that? It was before the first commercial break, I believe, and he basically did some flip or something over the ring, and basically he way overshot Owens, and Owens had to throw his arm up and basically the move hit his arm and the momentum pulled him down. It was pretty sloppy looking.
Well, I mean, when you do the moves like he does, I mean, these things are gonna happen,
Yeah, no, I get it. It was just one of those things. It was noticeably he almost overshot him by a full body, and Owens had to throw his arm up and sort of have that momentum take him down, and it didn't really look that great. I mean, it was a very cool move and got mad props out there, but I mean, as far as the whole execution thing,
yeah.
Thinking to myself, hey, you know what? This happens when he really gets injured.
You know what entertained me tonight? Titus O'Neil
versus
Big E.
Versus who?
Big E.
Okay.
Did you see the match?
This match I did not see.
You missed a good match. Titus O'Neil is getting, even in a loss tonight, which was due to bullshit interference by New Day, Titus O'Neil has really upped his game, man. And the crowd is responding to him.
Wow, that's surprising, but at the same time, it's a little frustrating because even you have people like Titus O'Neil, he'd be good in a pay-per-view to get the Money in the Bank briefcase. What about Cesaro? Somebody like that. I'd rather see them in there than Sheamus and
Cesaro's, man. This injured kid couldn't have their worst time.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. He's doing so great, has sort of some momentum behind him, and like you said, I mean, kid is out probably 6 months to a year minimum.
Yeah, it's not a good situation at all. What do you predict will happen as far as the match on the pay-per-view between the Primetime Players and the New Day?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
Tag titles, New Day, PTP.
You know what? I like the push. I think New Day hangs on to him. It's hard to get 95% of the crowd shouting how much they hate you.
Understood all the way. I agree. I don't think it's their time to drop the belts just yet. Rowan and Harper had a match against the Matadors tonight, and they got killed. And Harper and Rowan just destroyed them. Harper and Rowan made a big thing about the truth. We're gonna all find out the truth soon, and all kinds of nonsense. It sounds like they're gonna be back with Bray Wyatt. What do you think?
I'm sorry. What's that?
I think, were you snoring?
No. I'm just trying. I'm having a little connectivity issues here.
I'm saying, based on Harper and Rowan and the little teaser they gave at the end of the match they had where they won, it sounds like they're going back to the Wyatt family. Did you hear all that?
I did. I don't necessarily know if they're going back to the Wyatt family, but I don't understand. This is the second straight pay-per-view where they are arguably the biggest threat to become champions, and they are not on the pay-per-view.
Slow build.
Yes, but
it's clear, Vic, they're going to be the guys.
Yeah, I'd like to see him face more than Los Matadors to build them up. I mean, I thought that last month it was before the pay-per-view they had a match that they ended up dominating. I forget who exactly it was against, but that was a higher quality opponent than against Los Matadors before.
They are blatantly ripping off the 3D, though.
Yeah. You know what? I move I had never seen before, and I really liked, and I thought could be a finisher for a lot of people. The move that Owens did.
That move was awesome. That you mean like that perfect plex driver on the knee?
Yeah, that was freaking incredible looking.
Dude, that should be a fit. I mean, that should be dude, that's kind of the weird thing about some of these new guys coming in. They have so many good moves, and none of them end the match. That move, I know exactly what you're saying, because I saw that move. That move's better than his finisher.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, same thing. I'd take that over Ambrose's finisher.
Yeah, I would too.
That could be one of the top 10 finishers in WWE, I think, if executed
right. Finishing move.
Yeah, I mean, it's a move, and it's a move that a lot of people can do, probably. They haven't.
I don't know if you invented it, but it sure looks unique to me. It's a really nice move. I still really like the curb stomp. I think that's a great finisher. I think the F5 is an amazing finisher, but that Owens move was really good. Owens has a very nice moveset for sure. Very cool.
Yeah, and it was frustrating for me because it was a match that I felt like should have won the match, and you could probably give it to a half dozen other wrestlers at the drop of a hat and have it be their finishing move, and it just wasn't. I mean, basically, what's the name? The Neville kicked out of it at 2 and sort of made it look almost like a pay-per-view, where that's not necessarily his finisher, but I mean, I feel like every pay-per-view, the laws of, hey, a finisher is supposed to finish the match does not happen until after 2 to 3 shots.
WWE is too married to the finishing move winning the match. I mean, they got to get out of that.
I mean, that's the thing, but I hate it because, like during WrestleMania, I mean, how many times were finishers kicked out of?
Oh, it's ridiculous. Oh, none. But at the night of WrestleMania, everybody can kick out everything.
Exactly. I mean, Raw, no. SmackDown, no. Any other pay-per-view in between, no. Every other pay-per-view, maybe 1 to 2 per pay-per-view. WrestleMania, every single match.
It is weird. But I guess that's what makes WrestleMania special, right? You know what? Rollins didn't kick out of a roll-up tonight by J&J Security. J&J Security beat Seth Rollins. I couldn't believe it. I know it was with a little bit of interference with Dean Ambrose jumping the barricade and taunting Rollins with the title, but I couldn't believe it. I thought J&J would definitely lose, but they win the match. Joey Mercury, who looked pretty damn good in the match, got a real nice roll up. I really didn't like J&J wrestling in there security attire tonight, but hey, man, they did what they needed to do. They took a beating, but they still won the match. Very shocked. Kane.
Yeah, I'm sort of happy about that. I'm sort of happy about that because, like, in so many of these matches where it's like, okay, Triple H is gonna make the match with, make a match with them, and basically they were looked at as pretty much a nonstop joke team for like emplacement talent or enhancement talent for things. And I mean, they've really just sort of been enhancement talent for the last 6 months for the heel stable out there of the Authority. But I feel like it's nice to have them get a match because I mean these guys were great technical wrestlers back in the day.
Yeah, man.
So but, I mean, it's like I don't want people. I don't think people should discredit them. I mean, are they on the same level as Triple H or John Cena? No, I don't think they're close to that. But
Rollins has taken some bad losses. I mean, especially with Heath Slater with similar roll up. It just shows Rollins takes his eye off the ball. I mean, I don't know. It's okay this one, but you know, I mean, you know, also you have Kane working against Rollins too and everything. Ambrose wound up getting the title back and when the show ended anyway, but Rollins is really looking stupid, which leads me to believe he'll win a pay-per-view and walk out with the title.
Yeah, somehow, not really sure, but I have a bad feeling that's gonna. Not a really bad feeling. I guess I don't like it because I think you need to keep the strap on him for a while to build some credibility.
It is possible. The whole thing, the most recent fight between Rollins and Kane, J&J, and the Authority, this could all be a ploy to take the belt off or to beat Ambrose and be done with him. So who knows? I could see that happening.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, who do you see as an ally for Seth Rollins after the next pay-per-view?
Triple H. It's got to be.
Okay.
That's
anybody?
It. I mean,
it's going to be
no one knew.
Okay. All right.
I can't see J&J not going back with him though. I mean that's his mouthpiece, man. So
no, I got it.
Make up. I do think they'll make up.
Yeah, but the thing is, did they make up on Backstage Ring Raw, or did they make up when Ambrose is looking for a screwdriver or hammer or something to? I'm sorry, did I say Ambrose? I mean Rollins is looking for something to fix the
That's the beauty, Vic. You got to tune in and see.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, I'd much rather see him pull off some sort of random upset with furniture in the room than get turned or basically have the heel Authority join up with him backstage after the match.
Well, we'll see. And that really wraps up all Raw. And that wraps up really kind of what's coming to pay-per-view. My next question would be for you. What's going to happen with the American Pharaoh? Will he win the Monmouth Haskell? Will he win the Breeders' Cup? And then will his career be over? Or will he try and stick around for a year for Breeders' Cup? What's going to happen with the American Pharaoh?
You know what? I think I don't want to put the cart before the horse or the cart before the Pharaoh in this case. But I'm really thinking he's running. Everything I've read leads me to believe that he is running at the Haskell.
What happens there?
The Haskell, memories are made, and you get a free hat. But Bob Baffert, he's won, I think, 7 Haskell Invitationals. Great relationship with the track. The owner is from Teaneck, New Jersey, right down the road. The track maybe 40 or so exits north on the Parkway from them. The owner has also won the Haskell Invitational once before in 2012. The track announcer at Monmouth was in the winner's circle with American Pharaoh at the Kentucky Derby.
Will Pharaoh win the race?
Pharaoh may lap the field.
Will he win the Breeders' Cup?
I'm going to give a tentative yes, mostly because I really want him to. But part of that is going to depend on who he faces. I think he's the best horse, but I think if there's 20 horses running,
right,
it's too much of a chance. There's too much of a chance something goes wrong. He doesn't get a good break, gets behind the wrong horse, gets bumped going out, and you have some sort of issue. I feel like there's too much of a chance with that many horses. You have him go out with 10 horses, I think there's a very good chance he'll be coming.
It's like 16 people in a Money in the Bank, and I'll tell you something. If the dark horse shows up, and I'm talking about none other than Bayville Slew, it could be a long night for Mr. American Pharaoh.
Yes. I feel like American Pharaoh is really counting his blessings after not having to face Bayville Slew. It was a real...
Bayville Slew is ridden by a superstar from Mexico City, Mexico, second-year jockey Marvin Machado, who's one of the best out there. And, I think Bayville Slew is a very capable horse.
Bayville Slew is quite the stallion.
Well, what's going on in the Angry Marks Network, Kev? Anything? Or nothing?
They can't stop talking about American Pharaoh.
I'm really surprised Kevin's not having anything going on in the network. I think there must be someone coming on Tuesday night for the world's greatest wrestling show.
Well, in the second hour, we're going to have independent wrestling star JB Moonshine talking about his career. But in the first hour, we're going to have Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Oh, that's right. What? Moonshine.
I thought he was in jail for those arsons in California. No? Is that somebody else?
I think he was cleared on those charges.
Okay, all right.
Him.
Sure, just wanted to check in on that.
Is JB Moonshine going to be on Tough Enough?
I don't think he made the cut.
Did he try?
I don't know. I tell you who did make the cut, though, and I'm really excited. A guy I've seen several times. Former Ohio Valley Wrestling television champion Mike Hayes made it.
Really?
The another guy who I saw made it on, you may remember him. He was Zack Ryder's broski on Z True Long Island Stories, the Big O.
He made it?
He made it.
Wasn't he in TNA?
Yeah, I think he did have like a couple of matches in TNA.
That guy's a tool. I really hope they don't let him on.
I like him.
Who were those two, brothers, those two twins?
I didn't see. I just saw the brief rundown, and I saw them, and I was like, wow, twins, that's going to be something.
But they look like badasses.
They look like they could be something.
I like them. I want to see a tag team. I want them and one of the broads to win.
How ironic that we have a pair of brothers coming on to Tough Enough when you've got Booker T as one of the coaches, and they just signed Stevie Ray to a Legends contract.
Ice. Cold.
So, but before they get to the question and answer round, somebody better tell those kids they better be watching some WCW footage on the network. If they, I swear to God, if they answer that one of their favorite tag teams of all times was Los Matadores, they're gonna get slapped.
The best wrestling match in the history of the WWE was Alicia Fox versus, I don't remember who the other one was.
Yeah, it really made it memorable, didn't it?
I love the way Stone Cold asked it. So you're telling me in every match ever held in the WWE, you think Alicia Fox versus X was the best match you've ever seen, and you think it stands the test of time versus anything that's ever happened?
Who said that?
Yes. The girl.
Was that Cameron? I don't remember.
I think it was. I actually think it was Cameron. Who's a no talent. Oh my God, is she no talent?
Speaking of no talent, the women's division. I really don't understand that. Are the Bellas heels one week and faces the next?
It's a good question.
I got nothing.
I'm not really sure. I mean, there's really no feuds to invest in here.
I'm just waiting for Sasha Banks to show up and wreck shit.
She's not that good, man.
What about Mickie James or Charlotte?
I think Charlotte's way better than Sasha Banks.
You know what? I like Charlotte too, but Sasha Banks has more of a character. Charlotte is a solid wrestler.
Sasha Banks looks like a prostitute with the stupid glasses and the high. I mean, she looks ridiculous. She looks like a rib. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She looks so weird to me. I'm not trying to make fun of her, but I think she kind of looks like a transsexual. Seriously.
Oh, come on. You know what? Chat room is not loving you right now. They're all telling you to fuck off.
Hey, Angry Tensai, you know, this past week, I've been looking for somewhat some sort of a network or almost a community where I'd feel comfortable reaching out to people to do independent shows or to really book myself out there, and I just don't know what to do. I mean, I've used Craigslist a couple times, and it's mostly resulted in a lot of gay unprotected sex. So
There is a site like that. There is a site where you can talk about independent wrestling.
really,
You can look at independent wrestlers.
and it's not.
You can book wrestlers to independent sessions, and you can talk about it. I'm talking about www.thunder-kittens.com.
Wow, is there a possibility that I can book Marcus Buff Bagwell for this
He is
event?
not currently a Thunder Kitten.
Wow. Well, I know he does exceed at his new
Thunder
role.
Kittens actually do have a porn star on the roster right now. Not kidding around.
Really?
And I'm sure we'd probably interview that person here if they were given the opportunity, just like they did Trina Michaels. Just saying. That really happened. Anyway, that's all we got for tonight. Anything else, Vic or Kev, you guys want to add?
Predictions for the pay-per-view.
I thought we did these already.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm an idiot.
I need to get out of here before the Sasha Banks crowd eats me up. But hey, man, that's my opinion. Sorry.
You could have went out on top. You could have had the crowd behind you. Wow, you just tanked it, kid.
Dude, you know why why everybody's on Sasha Banks now, like they were Paige like 2 years ago? Because that's what these fanboys are told to eat on the independent forums and in the IWC forums, and they just all go along with each other, and they find one person and just push that one person. But if you really look at Sasha Banks and compare her to like Trish Stratus or Lita or anybody who was top female wrestler at one point, they're going to realize they know and we know. But I think Charlotte, if she keeps working at her craft, even though she might not be the hottest, she does have an opportunity to be a great wrestler.
She's hot just because she's...
I don't think she's hot.
You don't think she's hot?
I think she's attractive, but...
She's hot because she's Ric Flair's kid, and I'd love to bang a celebrity's kid.
She's attractive. I just think she's so fit and so... I don't want to say big, but she's a bigger girl, you know, like in the sense of tall. I don't know. I think she's attractive for sure, but I wouldn't put her like with Trish Stratus or somebody like that. But she's definitely fine. I mean, no one's gonna. If somebody was dating Charlotte, that's impressive.
Who's the most attractive person in NXT right now?
I'm glad you asked me that question because I gotta tell you, I don't think the women down there are very attractive at all compared to the divas. I think Bayley's ugly. I think Becky Lynch is okay. I think that blonde Alexa Bliss, I think she's really hot. Alexa Bliss is the hottest. By far. By far. Would you agree with that statement?
I would not. I don't watch as much NXT as you, but I think the hottest...
kind of manly looking. I mean, the men their girls they have down there, even Carmella is kind of manly-ish. She has a rockin' body, like one of the best bodies you'll ever see. But they are a little off, the women they have down there versus... like the WWE divas that are featured.
Yeah, my pick for the hottest WWE female wrestler right now, Samoa Joe. Did you see the back on her?
Samoa Joe is stacked. She's beautiful.
Yeah, she really is. And I mean, you know what? I don't think there's that far to go before the post-op transition is complete for her, but I'm looking forward to seeing her on Raw someday soon.
I don't know. I mean, that's my thought, Kevin. I think Alexa Bliss by far is the hottest.
Man, we're gonna get flamed for this.
No one can argue with me that Alexa Bliss is not hotter than all those girls. You don't think that she is? I'm not saying she's even close to as talented, but you cannot tell me that she's not above and beyond hotter than all those other women. Becky Lynch for me is for some reason I find her to be very attractive.
Good points. Good positive points.
No, but do you disagree with me? You can actually tell me with a straight face that Sasha Banks or Charlotte is more attractive than Alexa Bliss. No way anyone believes that.
I don't know. I haven't really looked at Alexa Bliss. I mean, plus I really don't go by looks on a lot of these girls, but I think that Sasha Banks.
You get personality, Kev?
Oh yeah, personality.
Bailey is so ugly. It's not even funny.
They've got to do something with her character. I mean, I'm finally glad they did something with what's her name?
Is she mentally challenged? Is that her gimmick?
Who?
Bailey?
No, she's just aloof.
What about Emma? Is she just an idiot?
I'm going to tell you something. Emma, as a heel, to me now looks really hot.
Yes, she does. I am so glad that they revamped that character, and she is so fucking awesome as a heel now.
So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say in order, Alexa Bliss is the hottest, Emma's the second hottest, and Becky Lynch is the third. And those three are hot. And Carmella, I think, is hot, but a little manly-ish. And then I don't think the other women are hot at all. I think Charlotte is very attractive. Attractive and hot are two different things.
Yes. Okay. So what you're saying is that Emma's probably one of the top 2 or 3 NXT female wrestlers right now.
No. I didn't say that.
He's just being purely superficial here.
No, that's
you're
what I
asking
meant.
the order of their wrestling talent.
No. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Charlotte, to me, is the best. And I know all you guys think whatever her name is, Sasha Banks is the best, but I don't think so.
Okay. But Emma's looking a lot hotter these days, is what you're saying.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
She's got some attitude. She ditched the goofy gimmick. She's not, she didn't seem like a ditzy kind of person. It seems like she's got a sense of purpose and knows where she's going.
I feel bad. I do believe Bailey is mentally challenged.
You know who I really miss?
What?
I miss Eva Marie. No, I don't.
She's such a no talent. Now she's hot, but she's such a no talent. I can't even.
No, she's not even hot. No.
Oh, wait a second, Kev. Do you hear that?
Hear what?
Nothing.
Chicken head.
What? Chicken head. What?
Eva Marie.
Yo, Angry Tensei.
Yes.
I want to make the announcement right now. Assuming Mr. Farrow does run at the Haskell, I will be stepping up my attire to a whole new level.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna dress up as a horse, and you're gonna have another person inside the suit with you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna run around dressed up like a horse and have somebody ride around on my back the entire time.
Kev, do you know, and I'm sure you saw it, did you know that Big Dick had on a Pharaoh hat while at the Belmont?
I did. I saw that. That was fun looking.
It was pretty funny.
Yes, but I'm talking next level shit for the home track, man. This is sort of big time. So I want to class it up a little bit, but we'll see.
We don't know yet he's going to be there.
No, but there's all signs point to yes. So
I'm going to go as far as to say he will never race again, and he's going to stud, even though they're saying otherwise. How about that?
I know they're going to run him into Breeders' Cup.
I'll believe it when I see his feet step onto a track.
Okay.
And honestly, I hope American Pharaoh himself gets to stand up and hold up the Breeders' Cup. And I couldn't believe it when Pharaoh held up the Belmont trophy. I didn't expect him to take his hands and hold up the trophy, but he did it. And it was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I mean, that horse, it has so many talents. It's truly a man amongst boys.
And then when he put his hoof over his heart and he said, "We the equines."
That was awesome, Kev. I don't know why that was so awesome, but it was.
He came out,
We the Equines.
and took his blinders off for the national anthem.
That is awesome. That is funny. That was the best joke we've had here in 2 months. Anyway, I'm out of here. I can't do it anymore, guys. We love everybody. This is a great show and a great night. We'll see you next week. Take us home.